Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Meenal Dhal from Department of Anthropology, University of Delhi. Today we are going to discuss about a module, Relevance of Human Population Genetics in Anthropology, in a paper, Human Population Genetics. So before starting the module, you should know what you will be learning in this module. So after studying this module, you will know about the origin of heredity variation. You will learn about Hardy-Weinberg law, and we'll also discuss about the natural selection, genetic drift and genetic flow. Lastly, we'll discuss about the inbreeding, that is an exception to the Hardy-Weinberg law. Now, to start with this module, before defining human population genetics, it's of prime importance to define a population in this context. A population constitutes member of a species interbreeding among them and inhabiting as a well-defined geographical limits. Human population genetics deals with the distribution of genes and genotype frequencies in a population and predicting the ways they found change over a period of time. Alleles are two or more alternative forms of genes that arises by mutation. Though a gene can have different alleles, but it is classed as a polymorphic when the least common allele must have a frequency of 1% or more in a population. Polymorphism literally means many forms of a character which is naturally occurring. When the environment changes, new solutions to new problems are needed. This creates the possibility that some previously deleterious alleles, mutant alleles, may become beneficial. Even if environment doesn't change, a random genetic change may occur that is advantageous. During initial years of selection for a new mutation, and most individuals will be heterozygotes. Only when the frequency of mutant allele has increased enough that there will be reasonable mating between heterozygous will homogeneous progeny be produced. Now this mutant allele will be exposed to the natural selection in homozygous state. If homozygous individual with mutant allele are found to be more fit than heterozygotes, selection will go completion and normal allele will be replaced by the new allele. However, if it remains advantageous in heterozygous state, selection will slow down as the frequency of mutant allele increases and eventually the equilibrium is maintained, in which new and normal alleles are both present. This type of polymorphism is called as balanced polymorphism. Now, a polymorphism is a condition where the two alleles are not rare. Most of the polymorphism found in human population fall into two main categories. The first one is blood cell antigen and the second one is blood proteins. The first class of polymorphism detected by immunological techniques is that of blood group, and the most common is ABO blood group. The ABO blood group is important for medical practices. The RH system has also become a well-known due to hemolytic disorder of newborn. Now, some blood groups and other polymorphisms detected by immunological techniques are potentially subject to a special type of selection called as incompatibility. One of the oldest known polymorphism is that for the capacity to taste phenyl thiocarbamide, which is known as PTC. For some people, it has a faint taste or no taste, while others find it taste bitter. Polymorphism reflects variability among the human population. Now let's start with the origin of heredity variation. The origin of life occurred 3.5 to 4 billion years ago. The primitive form of life was very simple but slow and gradual process of evolution emergence of more than 2 million forms of species. Since the species differ in amount and kind of DNA, there must be some ways to change the DNA sequences and new segments being incorporated into genome of organisms. These changes in the hereditary material are known as mutation. The mutation, which do not harm the carriers and modify slightly their ability to survive and reproduce, play important role of evolution. The potential of the mutation process to generate new variation is enormous, yet the variation arising in each generation through mutation is small fraction. They can be classified into three categories: gene, point, and chromosomal mutation. Gene mutation affects only one or a few nucleotides within the gene. It occurs when the DNA sequence of a gene is altered and new nucleotide is passed to the offspring. There are two kinds of gene mutation: base pair substitution and frame shift mutation. Base pair substitution is due to the substitution of one or a few nucleotide pairs for other nucleotides. Such kind of mutations often results in a change in the amino acid sequence of the protein encoded by the gene. But this is not always the case owing to redundancy of the genetic code. The frame shift mutation occurs due to addition or deletion of one or few nucleotides. It often results in altered sequence of amino acids in the translated protein. The addition or deletion of one or more nucleotide pairs shifts the reading frame of the nucleotide sequence from the point of insertion or deletion, the end of the molecule. If one nucleotide pair is inserted at some point and another is deleted, the original reading frames are restored after the mutational change. Gene mutations may occur spontaneously, that is, without intentional causation by human. Mutations may be induced by ultraviolet rays or ultraviolet light, X-rays, and other high-frequency radiations, as well as by exposing organisms to other chemicals such as mustard gas. These all agents of mutation are known as mutagens, and gene mutations may have effects ranging from negligible to lethal. Chromosome mutation affect the number or the arrangement of genes in a chromosome. Chromosomal mutations can be subdivided into two categories. First is change in location of genes on the chromosome, and second is change in the number of genes in the chromosome. In addition to mutation, another source of variation is recombination. Recombination is the process through which shuffling of genes which occurs between them, leading to genetic variation. These variations, however, are not transmitted equally from one generation to another. There are processes like gene flow, natural selection, and genetic drift which are responsible for transmission of variation to the next generation. However, Hardy-Weinberg law states that no natural selection, no migration, and no genetic drift can change the gene frequencies at given locus in a random mating population. Now we'll discuss about Hardy-Weinberg law. The population genetics has been developed on the basis of this law. G. H. Hardy, a mathematician, and William Weinberg, a physician, applied rules of Mendel's to randomly mated population. They expressed their results in the form of Hardy-Weinberg law in 1908. According to this, gene and genotype frequency in a population does not change from one generation to next and remains constant. This phenomenon has come to be known as Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. This principle assumes certain conditions, which are mutation must not affect composition of population, mating must be random. The third one is selective forces must not play any role. Fourth composition is the population must be infinitely large, and lastly, population must be in biological isolation. According to this law, the genotype frequencies are given by the square of the sum of the gene frequencies. If there are two alleles, that is small a and capital A, with frequencies Q and P, the frequencies of the three possible genotypes are P plus Q whole square is equal to P square plus 2PQ plus Q square. Since P plus 1 is equal to 1, as there are only two alleles and their frequency adds up to 1, genotypic frequency will remain generation after generation will be same as long as the given conditions are fulfilled. The Hardy-Weinberg law can be extended to multiple alleles. One of the most important feature of Hardy-Weinberg law is that it enables us to express the distribution of genotypes in a population entirely in terms of the gene frequencies. When a Mendelian population is examined, it is almost always found to obey Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. The sample must be very large or conditions highly unusual for a deviation from equilibrium to be detectable. The Hardy-Weinberg theorem verifies that in the absence of mutation, selection, or random sampling, variations due to finite population size, genetic variation is maintained in a population at its prevailing level and is not eroded. Thus, major processes which lead to change in the gene frequency down the generation includes genetic drift, gene flow or migration, and natural selection. Now we'll talk about natural selection. Many processes change gene frequency independently of their increasing or decreasing adaptive power. Natural selection is one of the processes that act to change the allele frequency of a population. It is the process that promotes adaptation and keeps in check the disorganizing effects of the other processes. Natural selection is thus most critical evolutionary mechanism. The idea of selection as the fundamental process of evolutionary change has independently reached by Charles Darwin and Alfred Wallace. No two individuals are alike. The variations do exist because of mutation or recombination. Some variations are useful in some way so that they increase the likelihood of survival and procreation. Natural selection may be defined as differential reproduction of alternative genetic variants. Natural selection can be of three types: normalizing, directional, and diversifying. Normalizing selection occurs when the normal, that is, individual with intermediate phenotypes, is favored and extreme phenotypes are selected against. The phenotypic distribution remains same, and this is why it is called stabilizing selection. In human, for example, the mortality among newborn infant is highest when they are either very small or very large. Infants of moderate size have a better chance of surviving. As a result, normalizing selection maintains steady genetic constitution. Environment changes over a long period of time, and the changes may occur in physical conditions, for example, climate or biotin conditions. Natural selection can be of three types. One is normalizing, second is directional, and third is diversifying. Normalizing selection occurs when the normal, that is, individual with intermediate phenotype, is favored and extreme phenotype are selected against. The phenotypic distribution remains same, and that is why it is also called as stabilizing selection. In humans, for example, the mortality among newborn infants is highest when they are either very small or very large. Infants of moderate size have a better chance of surviving. As a result, normalizing selection maintains steady genetic constitution. The environment changes over a long period of time, and changes may occur in physical conditions, for example, climate or biotin conditions. Now, environment change promotes genetic changes. The fitness of the variant genotype may be shifted to that allele favored now are different from before. The directional selection then comes into operation, changing the genetic constitution of the population. The directional selection also operates when organisms colonize a new territory where the conditions are different. The mankind has transformed environment of many organisms. Industrial melanism is one of the such example, that is, darkly pigmented moths started to appear in industrial region where vegetation was blackened by soot. Let's discuss about the genetic drift. Population of organism consists of limited number of individuals, though it may be extremely large in some cases. The small size of population causes chance alterations in allele frequencies. This chance changes in allele frequency that results from sampling of gametes from generation to generation in a finite population, which is known as genetic drift. This concept of non-directional change in allele frequency is also known as Sewall-Wright effect, owing to his contribution to fundamental topics of population genetics. Unlike selection, whether a allele is good or bad, its frequency changes abruptly from one generation to the another. Genetic drift has same expected effect on all loci in the genome. Drift can occur because of chance departures from Mendelian expectation in a few families, or because a newly formed isolated group is not representative of the original population. The latter form of drift is known as founder effect, and this term was coined by Ernest Mayr. Another special case is bottleneck effect, where a community's sample of allele frequency is changed due to natural catastrophe, disease, or other factor. In a large population, on an average, only a small chance change will occur in allele frequency as a result of genetic drift. On the other hand, small population can undergo large fluctuations. Thus, genetic drift is dependent on effective size population to pass on the change to next generation. Wright emphasized that evolution could occur more quickly when a species was broken into small groups. However, a small population with genetic drift will lose the ability to adjust with environment. With regard to human evolution, drift was more important in prehistory when species was broken up into small fragments like hunting camps, tribes, and clans. The last one is the gene flow, that is migration. Migration is movement of people from one territory to the another. Though immigrants were genetically isolated from the neighbors, some interbreeding took place leading to mixing of genes in subsequent generations. The introduction of new alleles into a population is known as gene flow. Gene flow between population have led to formation of various groups like American Africans, that is mixture of Europeans and Africans, Brazilian subgroups, which may be the product of the mixture of three groups, namely American Indian, Bantus, and Sudanese. Thus, gene flow can be instrumental in elucidating the migrational histories which took in prehistoric times. Though natural selection is an important mechanism of evolution, but genetic drift and gene flow, all these mechanisms do not act in isolation, but their interplay influences evolutionary trajectories of population. We talked about natural selection, gene flow, migration. Now we'll discuss about the inbreeding, that is exception to Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. Population doesn't mate randomly as assumed. Non-random mating with respect to genotype occurs in a population in which mating individuals are more closely or less closely related than those drawn by chance from the population. The result of these two breeding are called inbreeding and outbreeding. Both the processes don't cause change in allele frequency but reorganize the alleles into genotypes. In a population that is inbred, frequency of homozygotes is increased and frequency of heterozygotes gets reduced, while in outbreeding, the scenario gets reversed. There are certain generalizations regarding inbreeding. First, the genotype changes caused by inbreeding affect all loci in the genome. Genetic drift and gene flow also influence all loci, but selection and mutation influence only single loci. Second, the effect on genotype frequencies may be quite ephemeral if the mating system changes. The high frequency of homozygotes can be eliminated completely in one generation of random mating. Finally, inbreeding and genetic drift appear to have similar overall effect on heterozygosity, but when examining a given locus within a population, the predicted effect is different. Unlike inbreeding, genetic drift may change allele frequency but with no deficiency of heterozygotes within a population. The excess homozygosity comes about because of shared ancestry. Rare recessive genotypes become much more common in inbreeding. This increased proportion of homozygotes influence the fitness of the population due to expression of rare recessive genetic disorder. This decline in fitness due to inbreeding is known as inbreeding depression. The extent of the inbreeding depression varies greatly among different organisms and is influenced by inbreeding and population size. Population genetics provides models for investigating the balance of evolutionary force acting on genetic diversities. Studies that use these models have found that the evolution of contemporary human genetic diversity has occurred over the past several 100,000 years or longer. Our species is geographically widespread but shows low level of differences among population groups, suggesting persistent level of gene flow as well as dispersal. Now students, let's summarize what we have learned from this module. The science of population genetics is an integral component of biological anthropology in understanding the human evolution and in pursuing the goal of human origin vis-a-vis the divergence of human groups. Now, population genetics is the key to our understanding of human variation, and by linking medical and evolutionary themes, it enables us to understand the origin and the impacts on our genomic differences. Despite current limitations in our knowledge of the locations, sizes, and mutational origins of structural variants, the overall growth in this field has brought new insights into recent human adaptation, genome biology, and disease association studies. The population genetics provides models for investigating the balance of evolutionary forces acting on genetic diversity. Studies that use these models have found that the evolution of contemporary human genetic diversity has occurred over the past several 100,000 years or longer. Our species is geographically widespread but shows low level of differences among population groups, suggesting persistent level of gene flow as well as dispersal. Thank you.